This is potentially Illumicorp's most effective instrument for global control. Through international banking, we manipulate the fate of all countries. We have introduced many institutions, such as the IMF and WTO, that work in our favor to impoverish disobedient nations. Always remember, debt is a powerful weapon against countries that don't share Illumicorp's vision. Our greatest achievement in banking is the Federal Reserve System. It is a collection of international banks owned by Illumicorp members and financiers. It was created to form a centralized banking system through the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, an act that was indeed penned by some of our most esteemed members. Many of you might still assume that the government itself prints and issues the currency. That is not the case. When America needs money, they go to our boys and ask for it. The money is printed, but it is only representative of a loan. Interest accrues on that dollar until it is paid back to the Fed. In fact, the federal taxes paid by the American population go almost entirely to paying off this debt. So you see, Illumicorp derives a healthy amount of its operation funding directly from the debt of the public. Needless to say, this is one of our most crucial sources of funding and one of our proudest achievements here at Illumicorp. Through mergers and acquisitions, we have slowly and silently bought up the majority of U.S. industry. Illumicorp and its members own most of the oil, transport, banking, media, food and communications industries in America and abroad. Through fewer and fewer conglomerates, we are able to effect with great precision the machinations of labor and government.
Can you believe what's possible these days? Conversations through your computer? Worlds of information, one click away. All the things you find only on the world's most popular internet online service, now more affordable than ever? It's like living in the future. The future, now available on America Online.
Paying with your smartphone instead of cash. That's a step forward. With Chase Quick Pay, you can send money directly to anyone's checking account.
I guess he's a kicker.
Again.
Oh, no, you don't.
Take a step forward and chase what matters.
And then behind is the wall of CBS memorabilia. So things that really showcase important moments, important developments in the history of CBS News, and a few tidbits from all of us as well.
Selection of reward games to play. And did you know that the
first board games invented in Egypt.
Circular chicken nuggets, organic milk, and a juicy fruit bag. Some fun, some food. It's all inside this Happy Meal.
Ultimately, corporations will replace government as a centralized international body that can meet the needs of the public worldwide without the chaos created by national self-interest. When Illumicorp goes public, corporatism will be the foundation for world government. Conglomerates will merge into one cohesive corporation that is responsible only to Illumicorp and the needs of its global employment force. Illumicorp's control of the American military is another impressive tool in our possession. We have nurtured these institutions lavishly to serve as the prototype for our global police force. When ready, our technology and manpower will dominate those who oppose the coming new world order.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no secret is revealed. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.
By utilizing American patriotism, we have fostered in the American soldier the philosophy of peace through superior force. When the time is right, we will migrate that mentality towards the belief in a global government who must protect all people through superior force. We have used the American military-industrial complex to build the arsenal necessary to instigate the final cleansing outlined in Illumicorp's Great Plan. Our primary target will be Islamic nations who will never submit to our Western-centric domination. They also hold much of the remaining oil reserve of the planet. Illumicorp must own that precious resource, as it is crucial in maintaining our domination over the countries of the world.
Israel saying U.S. will go to war with Iran in 2013. It's in Ynet News, where they discuss how former U.S. ambassador to Israel, Martin Indyk, on CBS's Face the Nation said, quote, "I'm afraid that 2013 is going to be a year in which we're going to have a military confrontation with Iran." He added, "Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon yet. While there's still time, there's not a lot of time." And this is playing into that phony deadline for a phony preemptive war that somehow it's justified if they get a nuke, even though almost every other player in the region is already armed to the teeth with nuclear weapons. Israel obviously has an arsenal, that's known. So this is about the public dispute between Obama and Netanyahu, and Indek argues that the difference between them is not that great, particularly in terms of the president's commitment to not allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. In other words, the agreement is already tacitly there that there will be a war if a certain line is reached. But at the same time, Obama has sold himself to the public as a peacemaker, and he can't openly promote himself as a war hawk.